Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. I really hope you guys are having an amazing day so far, and I want to thank you guys so much for clicking on today's video. So in this video, I'm going to be sharing with you my favorite motivational and inspirational podcasts. Whenever I'm feeling a little bit down, or maybe I feel like I'm in a bit of a rut, I always turn on one of these podcasts and it instantly lifts my mood. What I really like about all of these podcasts that I'm going to mention is that there's something for everyone. So if you're interested in business or finance or just self-help and personal development, you are going to find a podcast here that is great for you, and I cannot wait to share them with you. But before we get into the video, I want to share a really quick life update with you guys. I am officially enrolled in a life coaching program. I am so excited. You guys know how much I love sharing life advice and self-help content, and I really cannot wait to just level up my videos a little bit because I'm taking my knowledge to the next level. So the program is 140 hours online. I'm working through it right now, and I cannot wait to be a certified life coach. I'm so excited. I feel like this is the path for me. And of course, I will keep you guys updated as I go through the program. Okay, let's get into the podcast. So the first podcast that I wanted to share with you guys is actually the one that I was listening to right before I started filming this video, and that is the Goal Digger podcast with Jenna Kutcher. The reason why I love this podcast so much is because it's all about being a girl boss, if you want to be an entrepreneur, being the best entrepreneur you can be, and she shares so much valuable information about growing your business, specifically online. So if you're a business owner and you want to build an email list or build a website, or you want to start a YouTube channel or start a successful Instagram to go along with your business. She shares all of it, and she is so open and honest about all the things that she has done to grow her own business, and she's super successful. She's like a millionaire. She works so hard, and she has so many different angles in her business. She talks a lot about how she started out as a wedding photographer, and before that she was working in an office, and she realized that that really wasn't for her, which is something that I can really relate to. And she basically just takes you on the journey of how she became this super successful social media person. Now she has her own podcast, and she always has really interesting guests on her podcast as well. People who have maybe left their regular 9-to-5 job and now have a creative business, and they talk about how they use their presence online to grow their business as well. So it is such a good podcast if you're somebody who is interested in business, you're a fellow girl boss, you want to know how to really leverage your online presence to help your business, then the Goal Digger podcast is definitely for you, and I highly recommend it. The next podcast I want to talk about is called Choose FI with two guys named Jonathan and Brad. So Choose FI stands for Choose Financial Independence. I am in love with this podcast because you guys know I love all things about saving money and personal finance and becoming financially free. So what they talk about on their podcast is saving enough money in the bank and building wealth through interest to build a whole bunch of money up and then essentially retire early. So some of the people that they have on their podcasts have been able to retire by the time that they're in their late 30s or even 40s. So super early, and it's really great that they show you like how to build up your money, how to save your money, and also how to go into business and build your wealth through that way. So whenever I'm feeling like I need a little bit of motivation to save my money or to re-inspire myself with my saving, I always listen to Choose FI. It's such a good podcast. I will have this one linked down below too if you're someone like me that's really interested in personal finance and building wealth. The next podcast I want to talk to you guys about is called The Lavender Lifestyle by a girl named Eileen, and this might sound familiar to you because Eileen has a YouTube channel called LAVENDAIRE, which I am obsessed with. It is so good for all things self-help and personal development. Eileen talks a lot about how to be stress-free and how to overcome fear in your life and how to practice self-love more often. Her voice is literally so soothing. Like when I'm listening to her podcast, I feel more like I'm meditating or something. She could literally put me to sleep because her voice is so peaceful and soothing, and everything that she talks about on her podcast is so real and so helpful if you're going through anything in your life. If you want to start, becoming better at managing your stress and your anxiety, or if you feel like you're not good enough. She talks a lot about really important things like this that we all go through. And if you're interested in self-help information, self-help books and podcasts, this one would be perfect for you. The next podcast that I want to share with you guys is called Souls at Sundown by Megan Hughes. And Megan is actually a YouTuber herself. And honestly, she is one of my favorite YouTubers. She is so down to earth, so hilarious, and she's one of the most real people that I've ever met. She lives on a farm. She has 2 pigs and 2 dogs. They are so cute. I just love her lifestyle. She does a lot of content on gardening and making her own food, and she's very into zero waste living, and she's just so open and honest. She also did a video which I really liked called like Why I Don't Shave, and she's just unapologetically herself. She's just like so natural and open and honest, and that's why I really love her podcast too. She touches on a lot of really important topics like zero waste and like being kinder to the planet, and she also talks about money problems, and she talks about self-love and gender and just so many different things that are really important in our society today. And Megan always gives me a laugh. Oh, another good thing about Souls at Sundown is that the podcast actually started out being a music podcast. So whatever the theme is for that week, she always plays songs that's related to that theme. So if you're really interested in music, then Souls at Sundown is also a good podcast for that too. You might be familiar with JC Marie if you follow her on Instagram. She started out as a photographer and now she is an influencer. She's really good friends with Aspen Ovard, and she just has the best style. She takes the most amazing pictures. She has so many followers because her content is so great. She's just really talented. And so she got together with her best friend Chelsea, and now they have a podcast called That's What We Said. And why I really like this podcast is because it feels like you're sitting down with your best girlfriends. So they just talk about things that make me laugh. They talk about really lighthearted things, but then they also talk about really important topics as well. And what I really like is that they bring a lot of guests onto their podcasts that are young creatives, just like me and probably just like you, who are hoping to be able to build a business, or they work a 9-to-5 job and they're working a creative business on the side. They also talk a lot about social media and how that kind of like affects our jobs today and how it affects our lives. And I really recommend checking out That's What We Said. Another motivational podcast that I love that I think I've mentioned on my channel before is called Don't Keep Your Day Job by Kathy Heller. And why I love this podcast so much is because almost every single week, Kathy has a new guest on her podcast that talks all about how they essentially left their day job to pursue a creative career or a new business venture that they're really passionate about and that they're really successful at now. So it's really great if you're in the mood to hear a good success story. Maybe you're feeling a little bit down or like you don't know which direction you want to go with your creative endeavors or your business, if that's what you're into. And whenever I turn on Kathy's podcast, I just feel so much lighter and more motivated because I'm hearing all of these inspiring stories about these people that left their day job to pursue something that really fueled them and really made them happy. All right, guys, so that is all the podcasts that I have to share with you. If you have a podcast to share with me, please leave a comment down below because I would love to hear them. I love listening to podcasts whenever I'm like cleaning or meal prepping, doing any of that stuff. I really like to just listen to a podcast and learn some new things. So please leave me a suggestion down below. If you guys like this video, please give it a big thumbs up. I would really appreciate it and it really helps the channel. Also, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button if you're new so that you can join our YouTube family. Also, I have my Twitter, Instagram, merch, Facebook, website, all of that stuff linked down below for you, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!